Turn up.
Good times, good times. There's gonna be good times, good times. I know there's gonna be good times.
Turn up a little more, Shabba. Got Allison in the bitch with me.
I know there's gonna be good.
We are live, everybody. What episode is this? Episode 9 of the Odd Bucks podcast. As you can see, there's been a little bit of a different trend as of lately, but we do have our third guest on the show. We are blessed with Arizona Diamondbacks catcher Caleb Roberts. Caleb, thank you for coming on, and Ohio State Buckeye fan. So that's also why he's on the show. Ride or die Buckeye. But kind of giving him the backstory. I'll let Riley kind of go into it on why Caleb's on the show and their relationship, and then we'll get into some stuff.
All right, so me and my boy Caleb, when we first moved to Florida, it was I think in the summer of 2007, and me and my dad went to the park, North Springs, and we were just going to hit. And I can't remember. I don't even know if you remember. Were you guys already done, or you guys were about to go hit, Caleb?
I don't know, but
I remember. All I remember is that we saw. I think my dad saw that you guys had like an Ohio State license plate, like around near your license plate, and he like went up to your dad and they just started talking. And come to know it, like a couple weeks later, they tell my dad that they have a travel baseball team, so I end up coming trying out for the baseball team. I had never played travel baseball in my life, so I like the first year I was a little behind.
Ass.
I was ass. They were a little better than me, but then so we played for the Florida Pokers travel baseball team for like I played until 8th grade, and then he played all the way up until he ended up graduating. But yeah, that's how we met, and still boys.
we were nasty.
Yeah, top 5. We went back to back, top 5 team in the nation. We traveled everywhere. Ended up playing with Jordan one year.
I was gonna say, so he was there when I was playing for you guys.
He was there, his dad was a head coach. He was there every year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Come on, man. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, when Jordan played, Jordan saw that it was totally different down South Florida than what he
Completely
used
different.
to.
Yeah. Caleb, what made you a Buckeye fan?
My mom is from Ohio, but she went to Indiana. But my dad is from down here, but he went to Ohio State. So I grew up diehard, like from the beginning. I think I've been to 2 national championship games when they played Oregon.
Oh shit.
And I want to say when they played like Florida or LSU, like 2000. So
Okay, I got you.
I've been to a ton of games. I really wanted to go to Ohio State for baseball out of high school, but they already had 2 catchers committed in my class. So they didn't offer me. They told me I could come walk on, but I felt like it was better for me to go elsewhere. So
Yeah.
I kind of developed a little bit later in my high school career than I hoped for. But yeah, I wanted to go to Ohio State, but didn't work out. So went to UNC and got drafted. So it worked out, but still.
Were you a walk-on at UNC? Did they offer you at a high school? What was that process like?
Yeah, they offered me my junior year. So they didn't have any catchers in my class, and I just felt like it was a good place to go to play.
Fucking walk on.
Okay, this is Caleb. This is the stupid shit that I'm talking about. This is what you see. Or sometimes you don't see it on the YouTube. How is that a bad question?
He just said he didn't go.
He just said he didn't go to Ohio State because they didn't offer.
Oh my
him. You
god!
think
He was offered a walk-on position at Ohio State. The last question is: did you get a walk-on or did you? All right.
It's a fair question.
Was that a fair question?
Yeah, because I wanted to go to Ohio State, but they didn't offer me. But then if I would have kept going on, then I would have said, yeah, UNC offered me, so that's why I went there. And plus, they didn't have any catchers in my position, so I felt like at the time, like I felt like that was my best chance to get on the field the earliest.
Yeah, for sure.
Your
Talking
dad.
of-
Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
No, go ahead.
I say your dad wasn't he a part of the Ohio State basketball coaching staff?
Yeah. Yeah, so he went there as to play baseball, but ended up getting hurt, so he never played baseball there. But he got a job or a position with the basketball team as a student manager. So he was there 4 years, and they were really good. I think they went to the Final Four once or twice while he was there. Jimmy Jackson, some other good players. So he was going to transfer, but he ended up staying, and he loved it. So I just sort of followed his footsteps, and we went to a bunch of games growing up and had a good time.
I'll say, yeah, the first Ohio State football game I remember going to was when we went to
Michigan.
The Michigan game.
the Michigan game in 2011.
2014.
No,
Was that with Braxton Miller?
Oh no, 2000. It was. I was thinking.
I went with. It was just me, Lenny, Brett, and Caleb.
Oh yeah.
And we played that.
I went to the Orange Bowl with y'all. What?
Yeah,
That was 2014 when Braxton got hurt.
Yeah, that was the game. Clemson just absolutely.
Clemson killed Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's when Braxton Miller could never. That's the game he could never throw the football again after that game.
Yep.
Oh my god,
he got murdered.
Such a good game though.
Talking about your late bloomer in high school and stuff. How was high school baseball for you? Did you struggle because you went to if people don't know, you went to St. Thomas Aquinas, where Riley ended up transferring, which is known for their athletics. Did you struggle at first getting there, or did you not play as much as you thought, or were you playing and just not playing up to your ability?
So my freshman year, so we had freshman, JV, varsity. My freshman year, I was on freshman just because I was so small and wasn't ready to play like at a high level like that. Then my sophomore year made a jump and was on varsity. So struggled some my sophomore year, and then my junior and senior year, I got bigger and stronger and got a lot better. But I feel like just going to St. Thomas, like being around like people on the football team and all the other sports teams that are there, like it definitely pushes you to be better than like going to some other high schools down here, just because you're around people that like work hard and want to go play at the next level. So just being around people like that definitely pushes you. So I felt like it definitely prepared me going into college and then now professionally, because you see all the people that have went there, like the Bosa brothers and so many other guys that like you want to be like them.
Yes, Elijah, Asante.
Yeah, a ton of guys that like when me and Riley were there, like now they're in the NFL. So like you're going to school with them. So it was a good experience. I felt like it was really good for me to go there versus going to a regular high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't the baseball it would have been your baseball coach, right? He's the coach at Akron now?
No, my coach is coaching softball at Florida State.
Oh.
I think the Akron I thought the Akron coach was hired from St. Thomas.
Maybe a different St. Thomas. I'm not from when I was there. But yeah, so it's funny because my high school coach when I was at St. Thomas, he left the year after I graduated, and one of his teammates when he was playing in the minor leagues is now the head assistant coach for FSU softball, and they're like legit. So they had an opening, and then he ended up getting the job. So yeah, but he's at FSU now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you play any other sports other than baseball, or because you played summer baseball throughout your whole life? Did you try any other sports or no? Huh?
Never played football like Riley and Ryan. I played golf up until high school in tournaments, and then I played like rec basketball when I was like up until middle school. But that was it. But I like golf. It's really hard playing two sports. Especially like
I mean they just have an absolute phenom in their household. And
what?
A phenom. His little brother is
little Tiger Woods.
He's raw like that?
Plays at
FSU.
FSU.
He's at Florida State.
Jeez.
I shoot like 110.
Yeah, they just played in Cabo, Mexico. So that was sick.
You know who else played in Cabo just now? They were at the same tournament. Troy Taylor, Patrick from South.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he plays for Michigan State.
My brother knows. I'm pretty sure he knows who that is. My dad. So his dad played at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he played. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure my dad knows him. But yeah,
I was gonna say that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who else went to Florida State? Brooks Koepka. The legend.
You like Brooks?
Taylor go there too.
The GOAT.
How does FSU like Brooks?
Yeah, they like him.
Do you like Brooks?
Yeah, I like him, but I feel like sometimes he feels like he's so show, like he thinks he's all that.
Yeah.
Like him and when
the Capital won the match.
When the DeChambeau stuff was going down.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I think that shit is funny.
Yeah, it was funny, but like he was taking it so serious, and Bryson was like, "Chill out."
I think it's good for golf though.
Talking about the match, right? When they did the match thing.
Definitely good for golf. People would rather watch that than
the actual tour.
Yeah, for real.
You should call him out. Say you want to box him.
Yeah. I'm good.
So you want to box him?
The next trailer.
He's pretty.
We'll be the host of the show.
Did you guys when your senior year? Did you guys went to states for baseball? You won states, right?
Yeah.
That was the game where you hit. That was the game where he hit it off the wall, right?
Yeah.
The picture with him on third base. So was that your best team in high school your senior year?
Yeah, we were good my junior year too, but like we just couldn't put it together as like a team. I felt like my senior year we had way better chemistry, and like I was a senior, so I took more of like a leadership role and like push some other guys to like not take any shit from them.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like just as like we're probably just as talented, but like we lost in the regional final to Nova, who's like our rival.
Right.
We were like, we can't lose to them again. So I felt like we were more motivated. And then, but yeah, we were really good. I felt like we could beat anyone in the country with that team.
Yeah.
We had like over 10 guys go play Division I. So we were really good.
Damn.
That's crazy.
So, all right, back to junior year. You get the offer from UNC. Why'd you choose them? What was going through your head? Like, how'd you feel?
Well, I wasn't really heavily recruited at all. I had an offer from FAU down here. I was talking to UCF and some other schools up north, but no one offered me. And UNC saw me play in a tournament in Fort Myers in the fall, and then they saw me play in a tournament in Jupiter and did really well. So they wanted me to come up and visit, and they offered me. So I wanted to go play at a school where I can go compete for a national championship while I can develop and then get drafted. So I felt like UNC was the best place out of all my options, the best place for me to go do that.
Mm-hmm.
And just playing at that level, like in the ACC, that's ACC, SEC, Big 12, like that's as high of a level you can play at in college. So
yeah,
I felt like that, like playing in that level in that environment, like pushed me to be a better player and develop.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just wasn't really heavily recruited. So I felt like at the time that was the best fit for me. And plus I was only catcher in my class. So I felt like if I went in there as a freshman, like I had a good chance to play right away. Did
you end up playing freshman year right away?
Yeah. So it's funny because I ended up having like 150 at bats. I started like 40 games or so, and we played like 60. So I played in a lot of games, but I ended up partially tearing my meniscus like on opening day. I was playing right field. They stuck me in right field opening day, and I had never played outfield in my life. And you can ask Riley. Like
he's not as bad as Patrick.
when I was like
I got a
young,
Patrick outfield story after you're done with this.
I never played outfield, and I was like, all right. They put me out there like one of the last preseason scrimmages because I was like hitting really well, and we had a junior catcher. So they're like, all right, we're gonna put you in right field to get me in the lineup. So like, all right, I played right field. I was like nervous, and then the opening day, they put me in the lineup. They put me in the lineup. I was
Damn.
batting cleanup, playing right field, and I'm like, oh my god, I hope they don't hit the ball to me. So
Who are you guys
dad was in
playing?
the stands, and he was probably more nervous than me because he's seen me play outfield.
Oh, your dad was
He
probably
wasn't good.
freaking out.
Yeah, I played catcher and like third base.
Yeah, third base.
So anyways, I ended up playing pretty much every single game of my career. I played right field because we always were deeper at catcher, and they felt like my bat played better in the outfield, and I had a really good arm. And I ended up playing a really good right field last year. I got way better at it, so it just kind of ended up working out like that, where I played right field. But I went in as a catcher and played right field. But now I'm able with the D-backs. They're letting me catch and play outfield, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, so you played all 4 years in right field?
So I was there 3 years.
3 years, okay.
My freshman year, I played there. Then we had COVID year, so I didn't really count.
Yeah.
And then this past year, I played outfield like every game.
Okay, got you.
You haven't
still able to graduate. Was that?
Are you taking classes still? Because you haven't graduated.
I took 3 in the fall this past year, so I have like 7 classes out.
Okay.
And then for the people out there that obviously don't know, you did get drafted, but what round did you get drafted in? And then what did you have did you kind of sit down and like have a criteria of like if you got drafted between these rounds you would go, and then like what round was like the landmark for you where you knew kind of what your decision was going to be?
I got drafted in the 5th round, and the whole draft process is really crazy because now the teams they want to before they pick you, they'll like call you or call your agent and be like, will you sign for this much? And if you say yeah, then great, they'll draft you. And if you say no, then they won't pick you because they don't want to waste a pick. Because say they draft you and you don't want to sign, say the slot value of the pick in the 3rd round is $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to give you $500,000. But if they take you and you say, no, I don't want that, like you're not going to sign. Like you can go back to school or you can go to college.
Right.
So the teams want to make sure before they draft you that they know like you're going to take this offer. So before the draft.
And this is the first year. This is the first year that it's like that?
No, it's always like that. But now it's the first year it's in July. That was the only difference.
Okay.
It used to be in June. So.
And that's kind of like the whole thing why that catcher went first and stuff, because it's all slotted for amounts, right?
Yeah, each pick has a slot value. It's up to the team whether they want to give you that much, like, or more or less.
Right.
They just have to make sure they don't overspend with all their picks. So, yeah, just they can give you however much they want, but it just depends. Like if you're coming out of high school, you're probably going to get a little bit more than like what the pick is worth, just because you have no leverage and you can't, like, you're coming out of high school. Like if you don't make it in baseball, like you have no college degree or anything. Whereas if you're coming out of college, like you already have 3 years of college under your belt, like they're going to give that extra money to a younger high school kid.
Right.
But no, I said, like, I didn't know that the team will contact you first and be like, will you sign for this amount? And then the Mets were going through the ownership, and because he didn't want to give a rookie the $10 million, right? With Kumar. Is that kind of how it worked?
No, basically what happened with him was like they drafted him.
It was a medical thing.
They did like, because they do whatever MRIs and stuff on like your whole body.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they found something on the MRI that they were like, we're not gonna like offer you. So I don't even think they gave him an offer, so he couldn't even like say yes or no.
And I remember like the Mets owner just going crazy on Twitter about it, like saying how
it was like a whole ordeal. Like I felt like, I don't know. I guess they saw something on the MRI that
it had something to do with their it had something to do with his pitching arm. For something that
his elbow.
Yeah.
And
this
was recently, or
this was in the last draft.
21.
Yeah,
he was what, the 5th, 6th, or no? He's
like the 10th overall pick.
10th overall pick,
something like that.
And what was his slot value?
Like,
wasn't like
6.
I thought it was like 10.2. I thought it was
not 10. No one's answered 10.
No, yeah.
Probably, I want to say 6. You can look it up.
6, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was 6. So, like, for the people, because it's like no other draft is really like the baseball draft, where it's like you can get drafted, but you can decline getting drafted or stuff like that. So, like, how does he just did he just sit out a whole year of baseball?
Technically, football, because wasn't Kyler Murray not about to?
You don't have to sign anything.
You don't have to sign, yeah.
So basically, what he can, he's not at Vanderbilt right now. So I'm pretty sure he's just working out and getting ready for the draft again. So he can get drafted.
He can get redrafted.
Technically, get drafted out of high school. Say no. You can get drafted whenever you turn 21. So either your sophomore or junior year, then you can get drafted again your senior year. So you can get drafted 3 times if you really wanted to.
Right.
So he just has to wait again.
Which is, Patrick, this is for you. Tyler Brown, he got drafted out of high school and said no, right?
Yeah, he was like a 31st rounder.
Yeah.
And he went to Vandy.
Then he went to Vandy, yeah. Did he get drafted this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
How many rounds? They're not like 40 rounds anymore, right?
No, it used to be 40. Now it's 20 because I think it was partly because of COVID, partly because they knew, like, for the sport,
too many people,
it was better to cut it. So now there's only 20 rounds, and they got rid of. They used to have short season rookie ball, which is like where people that just got drafted would go play. They got rid of that, so that took away a lot of minor league like spots. So that's why they shortened the draft also.
Now, for people that like are not familiar with the baseball draft, like with certain sports like basketball, for example, you can enter into the NBA draft. You can like go through the process and you can pull out you have like a certain time frame. Is there a certain time frame for when you're getting drafted in baseball? Like,
no. You're immediately eligible. So like when I was a senior in high school, like I could have got drafted.
Right.
But like you sort of know going into it
if
you have an idea. Like I could have got drafted out of high school and signed like in the 20th round for $100,000, but like I'd rather go to UNC and develop because I wasn't ready. Some kids are ready, like out of high school, like
oh yeah, we know kids that were ready.
Freak athletes that's when you get paid. That's obviously when you take the money. But most people aren't ready for that. That's why you go to college, and then you put up numbers, and that's really the difference between getting drafted out of college and high school. Is like college, you're playing against really good competition, but like the numbers sort of speak for itself. You hit 20 or you hit 10 home runs, like in the ACC, like that's solid. But if you hit 10 home runs at St. Thomas Aquinas, like that doesn't mean anything.
Right. Who knows who's pitching to the Pope?
Exactly. So out of high school, the scouts are just looking more at guys like
raw talent,
tools and talent. College, they're looking at your tools and talent, but they also want to see you like compete against high level competition
and see you perform against them as well.
Right.
Is the MLB draft similar to the NFL draft in the sense that like you were doing interviews with teams, or is it more like you kind of find out a couple of days before, like, hey, these teams are looking at you?
Yeah, it's definitely like you have a sort of an idea, like leading up to so my junior year in the fall, I had like teams sending me questionnaires, like really basic stuff, just getting information. Then before the season, I had some like Zoom interviews and stuff with some scouts. But then during the season, they don't reach out at all because they don't want to bother you or anything. And then after the season, then when everything's done, then I was getting calls and whatever, people reaching out. I pretty much heard from every team, some teams more than others. Like some people would like text me once a week, whereas like some people they would only contact my agent. So I had a pretty good idea of who liked me going into the draft. I think the Yankees and Red Sox both liked me, but
We'll say the Yankees. That'll get.
It's funny though, because like how it worked out was 2 days before the first round of the draft, just like the area scout from the Diamondbacks called me. He's like, I really like you. Like, I'm going to try and get you. I'm like, all right, cool. But I was like, okay. Like, I was like literally the first time I heard from him out of any of the teams. And they ended up picking me. So it's like kind of crazy how it works out. Like, that was probably one of the last teams I thought would pick me. But
Really?
yeah. So
what was the feeling like when you got that call? Like, were you with family? Were you with friends? Like, what was the feeling like when you got that call? Where did your agent?
I was honestly just sitting on the couch. So I was watching like the stream. I was just sitting on the couch by myself. My parents were like working in the house, and I just got a call from my agent, and he told me, he's like, they want to take you with this pick for this much, and he's like, do you want to take that? And I'm like, yes. He's like, okay. Literally, like not even a minute went by. Probably like 30 seconds went by, and then the pick was going across the screen.
Your name, that's so cool.
Did you get to call your parents over, or were they like doing like this and stuff like that? Were you
They
like,
heard my phone ring and they came over.
okay.
And then my mom barely got the video off.
Without even saying anything to them.
Oh, I gotta go get my phone. Hold on.
I know, but yeah, it happens super quick. Like it's just I was sitting there for like 2 hours probably. And I had an idea I can go anywhere from like the 5th round on. Obviously, the draft is like, you see people all the time, like they fall for whatever reason. Like it's just weird. And they like 5th round started, and I was like, okay, this is like when I should like hear something, because I hadn't heard anything from my agent.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was really crazy. It just happened super quick. Like I was just sitting on the couch by myself for like 2 hours while all the picks were going off, and then out of nowhere my phone rang and then called me, and then happened within 30 seconds after me hanging up on the phone, it was going on the screen.
God, that's crazy.
Well, that's another thing, like with me. So obviously I played outfield at UNC, and if you play outfield, like you have to rake, because there's not as much responsibility on you playing defense. Whereas if you're catching, like you have a lot more impact on the game. And if you're able to catch and hit, like there's a lot of value in that.
What about the center fielder?
Center field. So like the position, so center field is a little different than like corner outfield. If you're playing corner outfield, you're normally out there because you don't have another position. But like center field is a like priority position. You got to be able to run and make plays. But if you're playing right field or left field, like there's no emphasis on defense really at the professional level. So that's why for me, catching like helped me out a lot. So teams were asking me like, do I want to catch? Because they have no idea. I didn't catch. I caught like 2 games when I was at North Carolina, but I got to catch in summer ball in 2020 during COVID. I played in a summer league down in South Florida, and there were scouts and stuff coming to watch me there. So I caught there. I caught like 30 games and did solid. So they had seen me catch, but not at a like ACC level. But with the draft, I was able to go to a few workouts, catch, show them that I could catch. And then they were asking me like, do you want to catch? Because that's like the biggest thing. Like not a lot of people want to catch. I was like, yeah, I want to catch. So that's why they went through my agent. He used to be a scout, so they took his word because he's seen me catch. And he's like, yeah, you could catch. So that's sort of what pushed me up towards like the 5th round instead of getting drafted like in the 10th round on. But yeah, catching is like what definitely helped me get picked higher than where I probably would have went.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you about that. So thank you for going into that. I was just going to ask you how the process went since you didn't catch it all. How they kind of recognized that. How was your first season
in Pro Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was obviously the first year. The draft is in July. So
Right.
normally, like if the draft's in June, you get drafted, then you go straight to short season rookie ball. But they cut that out because of COVID. So no one really knew what was going to happen. So they flew me to Arizona. I was there like 2 weeks, practiced for like a week. And then after that, I played in one scrimmage, one rookie ball game at like the complex. And then they sent most of the guys that got drafted with me to go play in Low A, which is in California. So I got to play like 30 something games there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good experience, like getting used to like playing every day. Basically, the only day you get off is on Monday. So we play 6-game series from Tuesday to Sunday. And you're just doing it every day. So it's like a big adjustment coming from college where you're playing 4 times a week. You play on the weekend and then once during the week. So it's way different playing every day. And then just being out in California, I've never been really in California like for that long.
Right.
So living out there was a big change. But it was good. Like I got the catch, which was cool. I got the catch like over 100 innings and did pretty well. And then struggled a little bit hitting, but I just felt like just going there gave me a lot of experience, and now I know what to look forward to going into this year.
Mm-hmm.
What
Man, you caught over 100 games?
100 innings.
100 innings.
Or 100 innings. I was about to.
Yeah, I caught like 12 games.
I mean, he only played 30 games, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just there from
I didn't hear that.
beginning of August to the rest, so like September.
I fucking hate when y'all laugh. It fucking pisses me off.
Oh, what part of California is it in?
God damn.
Visalia, California. Okay. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Every time I try to say the name of your team, I couldn't say it. It's Visalia Rawhide.
Visalia Rawhide, yeah. It's
so,
like 40 minutes south of Fresno. Hot as hell.
No beach trips, huh?
No, we did I went to a Giants game because we played in
San Fran.
We played in San Jose, so it's like 40 minutes away. But we went to a game, and then we played in LA also. So that was cool.
Yeah, when I was out there, we went to the LA Dodgers San Diego game. It was dope. Saw Anthony Davis. But no, that stadium is crazy. Like it literally, when you go to the LA Dodgers stadium, it literally is like sits on a hill.
I know, I've been. It's huge. The upper deck is way up there.
Way up there. And you got to take that. You can either walk or take that elevator all the way up. It's
to the upper deck?
To the upper deck. But it like sits. It's like literally you feel like you're on top of the stadium.
Yeah, I've never been to a game there, but I've been to the stadium. But yeah, it's super tall.
I don't want to go to the Giants game and sit in the bay and kayak.
It's cold there. It gets cold at night.
Yeah, you got those dudes are wearing like body suits.
And in the summer it gets cold?
At night, yeah.
At night,
I was there in August and it was cold at night.
So the thing with the major leagues, and this is kind of what's going on right now. Me and Patrick were talking about it, with the lockout and everything, and like the treatment of the minor leagues. How was it? Was it as bad as you thought it was, or?
No, like the toughest part was probably like, so last year minor leaguers, last year and whatever from forever, minor leaguers paid for their own housing.
Right.
So you're staying in a hotel And every time, so we would play 1 week home, 1 week away, 1 week home, and alternate. So every time we would like go play an away trip, we would check out, move our stuff in the locker room, and then check back in when we came back. So like it was just like a pain in that regard. But I felt like we weren't treated bad at all. Like we had everything we needed. Obviously, like coming from a program like UNC, like you're treated
like royalty.
athletes. Exactly. Right. So it was adjustment in that sense. But we had everything we needed. It's just obviously the pay side. You're putting in whatever you're at the field from 12 until the game's over at like 9 or 10. So you're there the whole day, and you're getting paid $800 every 2 weeks. So like for someone that's like not drafted for a lot of money, like you're sacrificing like
a lot,
making money with a real job,
right?
Yeah.
So it stinks in that aspect, but like it's everyone's goal to make it to the major leagues. So like I wouldn't want to be doing anything else.
I was gonna ask too, like along with that question, like facilities wise, how was the facility in Arizona, California, then UNC? Like, what's the difference? Like, did you have like a favorite?
I mean, my favorite would be UNC, just because like everything is as good as it gets, really.
Yeah.
The spring training complex in Arizona that we have is really nice. We share it with the Rockies, and it's like pretty new. The fields are super nice, locker room's nice, everything. And then the Visalia, it's way different. Like you're in a small town. The weight room that we have is literally the size of like my bedroom, and like you can only fit like 3 guys in there at a time. And there's 20-something guys on the team, so like you got to be efficient the way you use things. Like it's just it's way less glamorous than like playing at UNC. So
but also, that's insane.
Yeah, but I think it's also for people that couldn't put the math together, $800 every 2 weeks is like what like McDonald's workers are making, pretty much.
And he's working 12 to 9.
He's working.
Yeah,
so it's like 20. It's like $21,000 a year.
That's what the boys' signing bonus was.
Yeah, obviously you have your signing bonus, but
but not everybody gets.
Not everybody's gonna. Not everybody gets that sign.
You get drafted later, like you sign. Say you sign for $100,000, like that'll last you a few years in the minor leagues, but like you don't make it to the major leagues, and you're gonna have to fall back on your degree and get a real job.
Right.
Yeah.
And then say if you're like, obviously Caleb's different because he's only 21 and his parents look after him. But like, say you're a 25-year-old and you have a daughter and two kids, you gotta take after them. It's hard.
Or say, Caleb, you're going back and getting your degree, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if someone was like F school, I'm not going back to school, and then like try to make it this way? You don't have a degree to fall on. Like, it's crazy. $800 every 2 weeks is crazy.
But now they're taking like measures to where they're taking care of our housing now, so we don't have to pay for housing, which is like it's like a pay raise basically.
Yeah.
Spending whatever paycheck on the hotel, and then now like I don't have to worry about that. And what was happening was with people was like they'd be in low A paying for like rent on an apartment that they're sharing with someone, and then they get moved up to high A, but they're still paying rent. Like if you're not living there,
can't break the lease or whatever. You're right.
Yeah. So, but that's good now that they're taking care of that.
For staying in a hotel 1 week and then having to move all your stuff to the locker room, that's what you did, right?
Yeah.
How was that? Was that like exhausting, like mentally draining? Like, did that affect you in any way?
There was just a bunch of factors going on, like getting used to playing with new guys that you just started playing with, being on the other side of the country. So there was a bunch of factors. It didn't really bother me that much. It was just sort of annoying, like moving in and out. I only had like 2 suitcases with me, so it wasn't that bad. But hopefully now, like they're able to put us in like a host family or something where we don't have to keep moving. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
living like that though will make you want to get out real quick. So that's probably
Yeah.
pushes
Yeah.
a lot of people to
They tell us if you don't like it, play better.
play better. Get up out of here.
Exactly.
And does the pay, like, I honestly have no idea how it works when you go from obviously work your way up throughout the minor leagues. Is there a
Yeah.
huge pay difference between?
No. So low A and high A have the same pay. I want to say double A is like 1,000,
Mhm.
and then triple A is maybe like 1,200.
Okay, so not
No,
like
it's not crazy.
Yeah, 200.
But then that's what like they're fighting for in the lockout now, is fighting for like the league minimum to be raised, because the majority of the guys aren't Mike Trout where they're signing 300 whatever $1 million contract. It's guys that are like just making it to the big leagues, and like if you're in the big leagues, like that's a big accomplishment. Like you
Right.
should be getting paid a little bit more
right.
than whatever they were getting. So that's something
What
that
is
they're fighting for.
It's 130,000 now, right? And then they want to raise it to 700,000.
Yeah, they want to raise it like 130 or 150,000 for the rookie contract.
So you're on when you get drafted. How long is your minor league like? Is it?
I'm not even sure. I want to say it's like 5 years or so. They have this thing called, I forget the name, rule something draft, where like
Rule 9.
What was that?
Rule 9, right?
Rule something. I don't remember the number. But where like I think if you're not added to like the 40-man roster or something by then you can be picked up by another team. Something like that. I'm not sure exactly.
There's like guys that like the team can pick to protect or whatever that can't get drafted, and it's like if there's like a clog in outfield, then like you might not be protected, so you could get like drafted again.
Exactly.
From my understanding.
Yeah, so they have to add you to the roster, or else like someone else can like pick you up, basically.
And then as soon as you get called up to the 40-man roster is when you get like your first rookie deal.
Yeah, I don't even know how it works. Like, if you're getting sent up and down, how much you're getting paid,
right?
Versus like I know if you're there full time, then you're getting whatever 600,
whatever the minimum is, or
but most of the time, like they could send you. You could be in AAA one night, go to the majors the next, and then like I know people that like will shove in the major leagues and they'll get sent right back down.
Yeah,
so it's crazy.
I want to bring it back for a second. If you can't answer this is fine. How did it go, like choosing your agent? Like you said, your agent played.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that too.
Did you have like other agents reaching out to you? Like what ultimately made you decide like that was your guy?
So when I was in high school, well, first you can't have an agent until you like technically sign. It's called an advisor.
Oh, okay.
While you're in college and high school until you sign. But I had like a few people reach out to me while I was in high school. No one really when I was in college. But the agent that I'm with now, I known him when I was in high school, and he was an agent for some other people that I knew. So I just knew him since high school, and he was really cool, and I loved him. He's gave me really good advice throughout like my choosing where to go to school for college, and then a bunch of stuff with the draft. So I'm just really comfortable with him, and I've known him since high school. So he basically helped me out a ton in the draft because he was basically telling all these teams like that I could catch, and they were taking his word for it. So that goes a long way.
Dope.
All right, we're gonna get into something that we haven't got into these past couple episodes because we haven't really had the people that we could actually sit down and talk about this stuff with. So we are going to talk Ohio State Buckeyes for a little bit. Kayla, who do you root for NFL? Nobody. Dolphins.
Nobody.
Yeah, I don't really. I follow college way more.
See this? So this is perfect. We're gonna talk
college. He's Ohio State.
I know. So am I, but we like obviously the NFL. We're gonna sit here and talk about something because I didn't talk to you at all during the season, so I want to get your take on somebody by the name of CJ Stroud. Because let me give you a little bit of backstory behind where I'm going with this.
I'll never live this down.
So, two people that are on here right now, don't want to say any names. Their skin color is the opposite of mine. That
rules me out.
That rules you out. They were trying to say that
yes, Riley, that rules you out.
CJ Stroud's so ass. He's horrible. Get Quinn Ewers in. Blah 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 blah. CJ Stroud is not that guy.
You said that after the Tulsa game. First off,
okay,
it was after the Tulsa game.
Okay, and then let me get into. There's a certain point later in the season that this came back up.
I want Justin Fields until we beat fucking Michigan.
When we almost lost to
you can't have Justin Fields.
After we lost to Michigan, where the only reason that we were in that game was because of CJ Stroud. Our defense was absolutely horrendous. And
they knew that they were running the ball and they couldn't stop.
They couldn't. They scored. They drove the ball 80 yards in 4 plays and they ran the ball every single play.
We never argued that.
But no, I said it was bad leadership that he said they lost because it was cold.
He said other factors behind it. It was cold. He was cold. Sick. They were dealing with a lot of
excuses. A lot of excuses. You know who never had excuses? Justin fucking Fields when he broke his damn ribs damn near.
You know who never won a national championship? Justin Fields.
You know, I mean,
just saying.
No,
I mean,
when Fields went out and then he came back in and threw the dime.
I'm saying. This is gonna be this is my take, and I'm going with this take until
Olave. He threw the bomb.
Yeah, until the day I die. CJ Stroud would be a better quarterback than Justin Fields.
Can I explain? Caleb, let me explain because Ryan likes to do this thing where he doesn't give backstory behind the questions or like the statements. Like Stephen A. Smith, like you know how Stephen A. Smith just like jumps to the point. He doesn't give like the whole backstory behind everything.
Thank you for comparing.
So we almost lost to Nebraska 26-17. That is when we said CJ Stroud
26-23.
Huh?
26-23.
Nebraska almost beat
26-17.
Nebraska almost beat everybody.
Doesn't matter. We're Ohio State football. We're not everybody.
Okay, so
we should have never been in a game against Nebraska. And that is when we called for CJ Stroud's job. That's when we said give Quinn Ewers a chance. It was that and after the Tulsa game and after the Oregon game.
Quinn Ewers is ass.
He don't even go to Ohio State.
You've never seen him play, so how are you going to tell him that?
I've seen him play in high school.
That's not college, so different. What does that mean?
We're going down a completely different.
Yeah, we're going down a completely loophole. Ryan gave backstory that didn't make sense. That's the whole gist of this.
But you guys are saying, what happened when Kyle McCord, all them boys went in?
I never said I want McCord.
But I'm saying when our backup quarterbacks went in, you were begging for CJ Stroud to come. Exactly.
Like at the beginning of the year, I could see why you wouldn't like CJ Stroud, but like at the end, like he was a Heisman finalist.
No, yeah, by the end of it, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying until he beats Michigan, Justin Fields is my guy.
Correct. But he's only played them once.
I still believe him to this day that he was hurt at the beginning of the year.
Yes, he was 100% hurt at the beginning of the year with his shoulder.
Because he was missing throws, and then there's the throws that he was making at the end of the year. There's no way he just turned it on that crazy.
I think he just got that much better, honestly. I mean,
and y'all.
I think it was confidence. It was confidence.
Yeah.
He opened up his first game he ever played against was at a hostile Minnesota on a Thursday night.
Yeah, that was a bad game.
He had an amazing second half.
You didn't let me finish. I'm saying it was rainy. He was a freshman.
Oh yeah.
It was at Minnesota.
But I don't understand why you keep comparing him to Justin Fields.
No, but hold on. Going back, you can't say that he's better than Justin Fields.
I said he's going to be. I didn't say he is. I said he's going to be better than Justin Fields.
I thought you said he is currently. These two, there already is one. Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl.
He graduated from LSU.
Yeah, he's affiliated with LSU.
He graduated from OSU.
Okay, he graduated from LSU as well.
He graduated from OSU.
Graduate.
Wait, let Caleb talk.
I have a crazy picture on my phone. When I went on my recruiting visit to Ohio State, I went on the field before the game. They played like Nebraska. I took a picture of them of JT Barrett warming up, and on the caption I put JT for Heisman, and the guy that's warming up with him is Joe Burrow. I'll have to send that to you.
Oh fuck! Speaking of pictures,
But
don't you have a picture
everything-
with Kodak on your Instagram?
Yeah, I met Kodak.
everything that Joe Burrow did, football related, has no correlation to Ohio State.
Yeah.
What? That's not true.
He didn't play.
I would say his development.
Yeah, he developed at Ohio State.
Ohio State doesn't
No,
get
he had a
developed.
year to develop playing at LSU. He was not the Joe. He played 2 years at. He played 2 years at LSU. Yeah,
And
he
so you don't
learned.
think he developed?
First year at LSU.
He developed. He was ass his first year at LSU.
First year at LSU. And the second year, who does he throw the ball to? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, they were loaded. So like,
somebody else
Had a good team to throw the ball to.
Thaddeus Moss Jr., Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Well, he had a squad.
Yeah, nobody's down that. I just Ohio State should not claim a single part of Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow claims OSU. What are you talking? Think about what you're saying.
He claims
what are
this.
you saying?
We should not claim anything that his success has nothing to do with us.
He should be allowed to claim it.
Stupid.
It's Ohio State.
You're hurting my head. It's dumb.
So if Joe Burrow stayed at Ohio State, would Joe Burrow be in the position he's in today?
Joe Burrow said himself he's an
Answer the
OSU
question.
guy.
Answer the question.
No, I'm not answering the question because it's a dumb question.
How's that a dumb question? If Joe Burrow stayed at Ohio State, would he be in the position he's in today?
You're arguing something.
Answer the question.
The guy said he's an OSU guy.
You're not answering the question.
OSU led his development to the NFL. He said
That's a great observation, but that's not the answer to the question.
if he stayed, he would not have won the Heisman.
Joe Burrow, if he stayed at Ohio State, he would have got his degree, and he might be running a podcast without. You never know. Like
backup QB. Probably.
He transferred because he broke his hand.
OSU fans shouldn't claim him, but he claims OSU. Like, think about what you're saying right there.
I never said OSU fans shouldn't claim him. I said Ohio State should not take credit for any of his success.
And they don't.
No, they do.
What?
No, they don't. If you look at any of the posts Ohio State, they could have posted him being in the Super Bowl as an Ohio State.
Yeah, they
didn't.
Yeah,
I'm
Joe
Burrow. They don't claim him.
Yeah, but our fans do.
Yeah,
maybe they claim him like they have a relationship with him, but like not social media. They don't claim him.
Yeah, LSU does
because he went to LSU. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So,
Joe Burrow would have not been at LSU if it wasn't for Ohio State.
Did you hear his argument?
What did he say?
Did they offer him out of high school? They didn't offer him out of high school.
Joe Burrow would not be at LSU without Ohio State. No shit.
They didn't offer him out of high school. They did not offer him out of high school.
He transferred there. Obviously, he couldn't have.
A lot of people that transferred to schools.
So that led to his success. OSU, I'm done. I'm done with this. This is such a stupid conversation.
That's like Caleb going to UNC. It's not working out at UNC. Him entering the transfer portal, and then Ohio State hitting him up after the fact. That's.
Then UNC would have been his part of his development.
Yeah, but if he got drafted out of playing, if he transferred to Ohio State, got drafted, and went straight to the league, who do you think has more of this? Who do you think takes all the more of the credit?
We're going around circles.
He didn't play at Ohio State, so I don't understand. He never played.
Ryan, you're right.
He practiced so much, and the lifts helped him so much, right? Right, Jordan?
Right,
Spring game.
Cut out.
The fact that he was throwing the ball to Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, I think that developed him.
What does that have to do with anything? Why is throwing the ball
great receivers?
If you don't throw a good ball, your wide receivers don't matter.
All right. We'll stop this.
So throwing to a great receiver doesn't matter?
I could have DeAndre Hopkins on my team right now in backyard football. If I can't throw the ball, then DeAndre Hopkins is useless.
It's totally different college football. Totally different.
Just saying.
That was dumb. I didn't,
He was throwing the ball to two of the top 5 NFL wide receivers.
I mean, we're just arguing about 8 different things. I can't even keep my head straight.
I know we're running around circles around you, Easy E. Keep up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Easy with a straight head. Caleb, can you explain that picture with Kodak?
I thought we were talking about Ohio State football.
I've been looking at it for the past 5 minutes. I want to ask you.
So
That's a boy yet.
So we were playing at FSU the last year, and before we went to FSU, someone sent in our group chat, because obviously everyone on our team knows that I like Kodak, and I'm from Broward, so they all like say Glee and everything, and someone sends it that he's performing Easter weekend in FSU, and we're like, all right, we're gonna go, but it's a Sunday night, and we left Sunday after the series, so we couldn't go. We're like, what are the odds we see him there? We come back from our game Saturday at FSU. We played a day game. We come back to the hotel. There's this guy checking in wearing a Sniper Gang hoodie. I'm like, whoa. It wasn't Kodak. I'm like, all right, that's kind of weird. Like, no one wears Sniper Gang like at our hotel. And whatever, we go up, shower, eat dinner, come down. And one of the kids on my team is doing homework in the lobby. And he's like, I just saw Kodak. And I'm like, no, you did not. He's like, yes, I did. He walked into the restaurant in the hotel. So we waited, like 5 of us waited in the hotel lobby, saw him, went up to him. I was like, yo, I'm from Broward. Can I get a picture? And he's like, yeah. And he started talking to me. He was cool. He was cool. And got a picture, and everyone was dying because, like, everyone knows that I love Kodak. And
that's so dope.
Got a picture with him, and then that was like the night before he got shot in Tallahassee, not he got shot, his bodyguard got shot like at a McDonald's or something. And the next morning, my head coach at UNC texted me the article of Kodak getting his bodyguard getting shot.
So he was actually cool, like he actually like held a conversation with you?
Yeah, I could barely understand him, but
I was gonna say, how'd that go?
He was like, he's like, you finna go to the major league? I'm like, yeah.
yeah.
You finna go to major league, man. 1,800 black
Exactly.
Yo, his interviews, he sits there. I'm like, yo, what is he talking about?
But they ain't call that black people.
I know, but I'm white.
Why do they call you Kodak? Because what do you say? I ain't a cameraman, but I'll shoot him, motherfucker.
All right, but last thing we'll talk about. We were getting into Ohio State, and then we got way off topic. What are your predictions this year for the Ohio State Buckeyes?
I haven't even seen their schedule. Who do they play?
They got a tough
schedule.
They got a tough schedule.
Last year they kind of had an easy schedule up until at Michigan.
We got Notre Dame. We got
Wisconsin,
Michigan State, Penn State, Iowa, and Wisconsin.
I'm about to read it.
I want to say they lose probably one game, but they find a way to get into the playoff. Because
I like it.
Last year they were really young, and on the road, like playing at Michigan is way different than playing Michigan at home. And those guys weren't ready for that.
They played Michigan State, Iowa, Penn State, Northwestern, and Indiana all back to back to back.
I feel like it's going to come down to that Michigan game again, but it's going to be at home, and they're going to win.
Like for the conference championship.
And then they'll beat whoever on the West.
I think Michigan will fall off a little bit.
You think you'll find time to make it to an OSU game or no?
Yeah. The season ends in middle of September, so I'm gonna come up after.
Bet.
You just let us know.
We'll be there.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go 100%. I was gonna go to the Michigan State game last year, but I didn't end up going. So I haven't been to a game in forever.
Yeah, come through this year.
Iowa might be the game to go to on October 22nd.
That'd be fun.
You all will be there?
Yeah, I'm going to the Notre Dame, Wisconsin,
Michigan for sure, right?
Michigan and Iowa game.
Yeah, I'll probably go in October.
I'll go at least 4.
Do you agree with me that last year was a disappointing year?
Everybody agrees with you.
Yeah.
Not JoJo.
I don't think it was disappointing.
And Ryan. We lost to Michigan.
Not disappointing. I feel like it wouldn't be as disappointing Well, I felt like it's not as disappointing as it should have been because like Michigan actually played well and they like straight up beat us. And like,
Yeah.
I tell people every single, if we would have played Michigan, if you put both teams that were on the field last year and Michigan and Ohio State played 10 times last year, we would have lost every game.
Because we couldn't.
Yeah, for sure.
Our defense was too bad.
We couldn't.
If it was sunny out, they would
They
have
couldn't.
every single play.
Yeah, they would destroy us up front.
I mean,
If
we
they
would have.
figure
They
out the
couldn't stop us
defense,
on
they're
offense. But
I mean, a couple turnovers here and there obviously can make swing that the other way. I just don't think they were ready enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the coaching didn't help either. They didn't make a single fucking adjustment.
They didn't make a single adjustment all year on defense.
Yeah. They
Jim
tried.
Cole,
They didn't make a single adjustment in the Rose Bowl. They just decided we're going to just start tackling.
You saw his picture of the regulators when they were at Topgolf.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jim Knowles.
Jim Knowles.
The regulators? Who the hell are they?
The linebackers. He named them the regulators.
Oh my
That's
god.
lame.
That is
do they return it like everyone or no?
Yeah, they
Oh,
didn't lose anybody at linebacker.
They need to pick up some freshmen or transfers.
They picked up.
Yeah.
They have two. They have
CJ Hicks.
CJ Hicks, and then they have a transfer from Arizona.
The running back, yeah.
Yeah,
And then Cade Stover.
Yeah.
yeah. And then Cade Stover is playing linebacker now.
You'll be a dog.
But that is coming to the end of the episode. Caleb, we appreciate you coming on,
For sure.
my man.
For sure.
Anytime.
Fun chopping it up with you. I've seen this man since he was just a little boy. Look at him. He's just a grown man. The pokers at Cooperstown, jumping around.
When
But
I hit my bomb,
Walk off.
Ryan
Grand slam.
red stick. The 2 times he would show up.
Just showed up for the big ones. But no, we appreciate you, my man.
Definitely
Thank
do.
you for coming on. Obviously, good luck with everything. We know you're in good hands, but
appreciate it.
episode 9, we done.
Turn up a little more shine, bro. Got Allison and bitch with me.